At 90 years old, Sophia Loren, one of the last surviving legends of Hollywood's golden era, stands as a living monument to beauty, talent, and resilience. But behind the glamorous image of Italy's most beloved star lies a story so full of pain, sacrifice, and tragedy that it shatters the very myth of happily ever after. Stay with me until the end, because Sophia Loren's most heartbreaking truth is one the world rarely dares to speak about. She was born in poverty, in Naples, Italy, during the horrors of World War II. As bombs rained down on her city, Sophia was just a fragile little girl, hungry, frail, and scared. She would later confess that she fainted often from malnutrition. She was bullied at school for her thin frame. No one believed this child, who others cruelly called the Stick, would one day be hailed as the most beautiful woman alive. But Sophia was a fighter. She clawed her way out of poverty, driven by nothing but raw determination. At just 15, she entered a beauty contest. She didn't win, but she caught the eye of Carlo Ponti, a married film producer more than 20 years older. This was the beginning of one of the most scandalous and complicated romances in Hollywood history. Sophia loved Carlo deeply, but Italy condemned her for being with a married man. For years, the Catholic Church refused to recognize their marriage. The Vatican even threatened to excommunicate her. Imagine being one of the most famous women in the world, and yet being labeled a sinner, a homewrecker, and a disgrace in your own country. Sophia once admitted she couldn't walk the streets of Rome without whispers and stares. The price of love was isolation. But if love was her first tragedy, motherhood was her second. Sophia desperately wanted children. She dreamed of a big family. Yet fate was cruel. She suffered 2 devastating miscarriages. Each loss nearly broke her spirit. Doctors told her she might never carry a child. The woman adored by millions, who had everything the world could offer, was left feeling empty, alone, and powerless. Finally, against all odds, she gave birth to 2 sons. But those early years were shadowed by fear of losing them, fear of losing the very dream she had fought so hard for. And then came Hollywood. To the outside world, Sophia Loren had it all: fame, beauty, Oscars, and love affairs with legends like Cary Grant. But inside, her life was a battlefield of sacrifices. Cary Grant begged her to leave Carlo Ponti and marry him. He promised her happiness, security, and a future in America. The world would have called it a fairy tale ending, but Sophia said no. She once explained, "I wanted a home. I wanted something real. Not just passion. Not just Hollywood dreams." That choice haunted her for years. Because while she stayed loyal to Carlo, she paid the price with her own loneliness. And then, tragedy struck again. In 2007, Carlo Ponti, the man she had fought for, lived for, sacrificed everything for, died. They had been together for over 50 years. Sophia said his death left her half of herself. She withdrew from the world, rarely appearing in public. The sparkle, the fire, the radiance that once defined her seemed to fade into sorrow. At 90, she still carries the weight of that grief. And yet, the tragedies didn't end there. In 2023, Sophia Loren suffered a horrific accident in her own home. She fell in her bathroom, breaking her hip and femur. Doctors rushed her into emergency surgery. The world held its breath. For a moment, fans feared the worst. And though she survived, the fall was a cruel reminder of time's unrelenting grip, even on the strongest icons. So here she is today. Sophia Loren at 90. A woman who conquered poverty, who defied the Vatican, who faced the loss of children, the loneliness of fame, and the devastation of losing the love of her life. The tragedy of Sophia Loren is not just in her pain. It's in the haunting reminder that even the most beautiful, the most adored, the most legendary among us, cannot escape the cruelty of time, loss, and heartbreak. But maybe that's why her story matters so much. Because through every tragedy, Sophia Loren never gave up. She kept living. She kept fighting. She kept loving. And at 90, that is perhaps her greatest triumph.